You see a time of construction captured in 4 single images from 4 different cameras. So you're looking actually not really at a still picture, you look at a moving picture, a picture that is created over 2 years in one single exposure time. And then you see some things, and you even might see a bit of the building, but it is definitely way more, I consider this to everybody to get close to the work, to the photograph, because the closer you get, the more details will reveal what happened in these 2 years on that spot. This is, I'm calling this visual archaeology. You can dig yourself through layers of time. You will find a lot of small stories beside the big story of the construction site. Many small details that show you about how the passing of time is manifesting or crystallizing or dissolving in the images. Depending in which direction the camera is looking, you will see some lines in the sky, like very white lines, and this is in a way a histogram of the weather and the sun moving north-south over the year. So, and at that point, you can, this is where I'm coming back to this visual archaeology. You can dive into the works, you can find things that changed. One picture will show you this Orléans, the phone booth in front of the museum that disappeared. So it's half transparent, it's absent and present. So it shows you the moment of dematerialization, of disappearance in this photograph. In the last 30 years, I spent time to develop a different process in photography. I started with 5-minute exposure using for portraits because I did not trust in the decisive moment as the only possible concept for photography. I changed it and said my portraits will take 5 minutes to record one person. And this was fitting more to my interest in photography. The images is created and destroyed at the same time, and this process creates images that I also cannot really control. After a while, I could adapt exposure time also to construction sites. So exposure time was not 5 minutes, was not 50, it was like 1 year or 2 or 3 years exposure time in one single image. The materialization of a museum in Sao Paulo, in Avenida Paulista, and this is something that regular photography cannot capture or picture because of the all well-known situation of classic photography. And in this sense, my photography is a complete reversal of the system. Yeah, there's no. You can also see it as a live stream. My picture, they capture live streams, but not in an organized way. I'm jamming live streams in single images, so that photography can be bigger than the decisive moment. What is photographed is not only a museum. No, I think it's a very interesting statement of Instituto Moreira Salles to build a museum in one of the biggest business streets in Sao Paulo, and I think this is a very important aspect that was not really talked about, because photographing the museum is kind of one thing, but what does it mean that there is a museum in Avenida Paulista? And this is a very interesting, and I'm very happy that Instituto Moreira Salles did this move to have a cultural site in Avenida Paulista. So I appreciate very much, and I also am very happy that I could participate in photographing this project.